Hello, hockey fans and Dallas Stars Elite 12U fan faithful tuning in from across the globe. Here we are with game number 2 on our season finale. Finale being our playoffs. And girls coming off a tough loss in overtime this morning, but they sure played great. It was a good two-way hockey game. And as Michael and I talked about this morning, doesn't matter where you finish in the round robin, everyone's making their way through to semifinals, so that's fantastic. Consider these some warm-up games and get some kinks ironed out. But most importantly, the familiar foe we have from Austin has been a battle all season. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yeah, so we're 1-2-1 against these guys. This is the Austin Junior Stars, which I believe Brody refers to them as the Juniors to prevent any confusion. We had 3-game jamboree against them down in Austin a couple weeks back. It was coming right after our Fort Lauderdale tournament, and we went 1-2 against them. And you know, even though the teams are pretty closely matched, each game was kind of a back and forth. We lost 5-2, then we won 4-1, and then we lost 5-1. So it's kind of all over the board. Be interested to see how they come out today.
And as we talked about last time, Michael, not sure those scores even told the story. I feel like gameplay was a lot closer. There's some talented individuals on this Austin team. We've seen some great dangles, some nice goals, some well-deserved goals actually. And no different than our girls, we had some girls that can dangle and make some things happen out there too. So we're excited for this afternoon's matchup. I didn't get a chance to see, Michael, maybe you did. How did the Austin Junior Stars make out with Amarillo this morning?
You know, they haven't posted that score. Brendan and I were talking about that earlier. Even though they did play here in Richardson, I don't know what it is, but you know, they posted ours but not the other one. So I don't know how they made out. I'm thinking they probably won that game.
Indeed. They were actually quite curious because they were really keen. They wanted us to upset the Brahmas. A few parents were talking ahead of time. They're like, "Oh, did you guys lose in a shootout or was it overtime?" Like, how close was it? I said, "Oh, it was a nail biter right through to the end." So I think Brahmas actually ended up getting the better of most teams in tight matches most of the season. When you look at their record, they only had, I think, 2 losses all year.
Yep.
And
one against each of these teams, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So here we are about to face off. 53 seconds to puck drop. Ms. Schaefer is going to get the start here in game number 2. So coach continuing to roll the goalies. And she had a fantastic game last game, Michael. Some key saves early when it was still 4-0 against the Brahmas, actually.
Yeah, some of the best saves I've seen her make all season. You know, just enough to leave us speechless even in the booth. It was awesome.
Yeah, highlight reel kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It gets the broadcast crew excited to show the replays, and I'm not sure what I had rolling off my tongue when I was calling the play, but something along the lines of "wow," I think summarized it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm certain Schaefer will pick up where she left off. She's been real strong down the stretch here, and if the girls are skating with the momentum that we saw this morning, I really like our odds here today. You know, normally you like to get yourself the seed you want in the round robins. Short of finishing first, which is still possible because the girls did force overtime, so they actually got a point out of the game against the Brahmas. And if we can beat the Brahmas and Amarillo, and for some reason Austin comes out and wins in regulation over the Brahmas, that's actually going to still leave us first place. And we'd play Amarillo in the semifinals. But at this point, frankly, we got to go through teams to get to the win, and really wherever we finish, I think the girls will be up for the tasks.
Yeah, especially if they come out this afternoon like they looked this morning. A lot of energy in all 3 periods. They never slowed down. They created a ton of opportunities in front of the net. You know, Brahma's goaltender, he's a fantastic goaltender. But I'm excited to see what these girls can do this afternoon.
Allen and Schaefer doing the classic Boston Bruin hug it out. Love to see that. They did it last game as well in between the second and third. So camaraderie, supporting one each other, happy for one each other. It's good to see. Broadcast booth. We're sitting actually up in the crow's nest here in Richardson, so we got a bird's eye view of the rink. And Zakaria's going to come out and center Dulac and Simcoe with Isaac on Biederman on point. And here we go. Draws one by the juniors, but Simcoe on it immediately. Simcoe driving in, takes a shot, quick shot, big save. Centering pass, gets through everybody, comes all the way out. And immediately the Stars jumping on the juniors right off that face-off. DD pass from Isaac to Biederman. Up, head pass now to Dulac. Dulac takes a shot. That's deflected. Into the corner in behind the net. Zakaria give chase. She's coming around to the half wall. She's got juniors on her. Isaac steps up to hold his own. Juniors, lead pass. Through everybody, comes all the way down. Schaefer decides to knock that over to Biederman. Biederman picks it up, looks at her options. Sends it off the wall up to Dulac. Dulac off the wall to Simcoe. Here we are, gaining the zone. Simcoe with some speed, driving wide. Dulac going to the front of the net. Centering pass. That's deflected. Now centering pass on to Zakaria. Over to Dulac. Still loose puck. And they whistled it down a fraction early as the Stars were working hard and trying to find the net. Good teamwork by that line to open up here, Michael.
Yeah, I like Simcoe looking for that pass out in front of the crease. And, I don't really hate the early whistle. I think by that time, goaltender and defense had gotten their bearings. But let's keep that up.
Bucko in to take the draw. Wins it. Ends up on the half wall. Austin take it in behind the net. Juniors. Checked by Salzburg. Centering pass through the crease. Nobody home, though. Grahovic trying to come out. It's picked up by the juniors. They skated through the neutral zone, driving down the right wing. Number 25 pushed into the corner by Lafleur and Grahovic. Grahovic picks it up in stride. Flies around the back of the net, working her way up down the right wing. She's got Bucko going to the front of the net. Here comes Grahovic. There's a shot. Big save by that goaltender again. Looks for a centering pass. It's deflected. Loose up front to Salzburg. Salzburg with the backhand. It's loose across the crease. And not able to find the back of the net. Great pressure again. 2 shifts in a row. Back come the juniors the other way. Lafleur all over it. Hassling that juniors to make sure he has got no options. Sends it over to Andrews. Andrews off the board. Tries to pick it up to Salzburg. That ends up getting through back to the juniors. Juniors through the neutral zone. Quick on that is Clark. Fresh off the bench. Steps into that line. Here Clark. There's an opportunity for her. Oh, just a slight overskate as the juniors were able to cover before she got there. Lafleur now. She's got it in the corner. Lafleur chips it to herself off the boards. Gets it up through into the neutral zone. Lafleur still working. She's got 2 juniors on her. In to help. 3 juniors on her. In to help, though, is Stanton. Puck spits all the way back to Andrews now. Andrews in behind the net. Throws it up to the half wall. Ends up on Bucko's stick in the neutral zone. Back check-in was number 21 to the juniors, though. There to support is Stanton. Lead pass from the juniors. They gain the zone. Juniors trying to dance around Mason. Mason interrupting that flow. Ends up over on Bucko's stick. Back to the juniors' point again. Along the half wall. Quickly checked by Bucko. Here comes Clark. Clark getting harassed by the juniors. Gets her pocket picked. Shot from the half wall. Schaefer calmly gloves that. And we got our 3rd whistle of the game with 12:14 left here in the first. Our DSC girls picking up exactly where they left off with some good, strong momentum. Elliott in for the draw now. Comes out to join Clark and Stanton. Ends up on the crease of Schaefer. She says, let's do this one more time, ladies. And whistles it down for a draw. Elliott in on the backhand on the draw. There's a draw. Loose puck. Won by the juniors, but it ends up all the way back into the neutral zone. Juniors now. They send it in deep. Giving chase is Mason. Mason's got a junior on her. In to help, though, is Clark. Mason evades a check. Juniors pick it up on the half wall, but it's on Clark's stick now. Clark trying to get it out. She's checked with some offensive pressure. Good stick by Mason to interrupt that. Clark throws it through, trying to find Stanton. Ends up on the half wall. Stanton in giving chase. Elliott looking at the pass options. Picked off by Stanton. Stanton now takes a shot. Side of the net for Elliott. There's a shot. Backhand Stanton. And it's gloved. Good offensive pressure by Stanton and Elliott. They weren't necessarily super aggressive on the forecheck, but you could see them trying to calculate where that play was going next. And a calculation it was. There's an opportunity from the backhand. Elliott centers it. Gets it on the Stanton stick. Stanton not quite able to get enough on it. Zakaria on the draw into the corner. In behind the net. Quickly on it, Zakaria forechecking. In helping. Zakaria sends it all the way around. Isaac steps up to hold his own. Dumps it in deep again. Zakaria's going to pick that up behind the net. Zakaria looks for a centering pass, finds Dulac. Dulac shoots it just wide. Still pressuring now. Back to the point on Isaac. Isaac, she takes a shot, deflected up front. There's Zakaria. Big save by the Juniors goaltender at point-blank range from Zakaria. What a fantastic opportunity that was. Isaac with a beautiful feed from the point right onto the backhand of Dulac. There's the shot. There's Elliott's again, the backhand, trying to find out front. And here's the next play. There's the shot onto Zakaria. Zakaria not able to get the elevation she needed. Clean win by Zakaria. Back to the point. Biederman able to hold his own. Oh, it's deflected. Here come the Juniors. Juniors 2-on-1 the other way. Coming in on Isaac. Good stick by Isaac. She poke checks that. Juniors dump it in deep. Juniors behind the net. Looking for a centering pass. Good stick by Biederman to break that up. Biederman now. Biederman. Lead pass. Finds Dulac. Dulac. Head up. Cross ice pass to Simcoe. A little too much mustard on it. Not quite able to handle it. Ends up all the way back on Andrews' sticks though. Andrews. She wants to go for a skate with it. Brings it through the neutral zone on her backhand. Andrews gains the zone. Pushes it in deep. Simcoe replacing Andrews on point. Holding the zone. Now it ends up over with Zakaria. Zakaria feeds one down in. Juniors will regroup on their point. Fresh legs across the board for the Stars as Bucko, Salzburg, and Grahovic jump on the ice just as it's deflected into the Juniors bench. Andrews and LaFleur on point. Bucko's line, as I mentioned, just jumped on the ice. Bucko in for the draw. Got two female officials today running point. Good to see. Important to have female in hockey across the board in all roles. Gaining the zone as the Juniors. Puck ends up all the way back with Andrews. Andrews tries to feed it up to Grahovic just over her stick though on a bouncing back. Centering pass, there's a shot. And a great positioning play by Schaefer as the Juniors come off the half wall with a beautiful pass and then a one-time opportunity for that young man in front of the net. Here comes the centering pass and a great redirection by that individual, and Schaefer there standing tall. Off the draw, another shot and a deflection. And Schaefer calmly swallows that up again. There's a draw. One by Bucko. Gets it over to Andrews. Andrews a little too strong on the deflection off the boards. Too many Wheaties for her breakfast today, maybe. Yeah. Giving herself a head shake. Here comes Bucko. There we go. Wins the draw cleanly to Andrews. Andrews kicks it around the board. She's going to try and find Salzburg. Salzburg's got some time. Picks it up on her backhand. Salzburg into the neutral zone. Looks for a lead pass. That's picked off by a back checker on Junior's part. They come through the neutral zone. Juniors onto the backhand, onto the forehand. Here comes the Juniors again. Grahovic in pursuit though. Grahovic hassling that Juniors player. Puck's in the half wall. Battle ensues. We got 6 players in on that half wall battle. Juniors come out with it and they dump it deep. In behind the net, LaFleur's going to give chase. LaFleur picks it up in the near corner. Decides to pivot back. LaFleur changing directions. Throws it around the wall, trying to find Grahovic. Picks up Grahovic on the backhand. Grahovic, good pinch by the Juniors though. They end up holding the zone. Off the wall. Coming up to the line. Now it's picked up by Andrews again. Andrews, a couple moves by her. She throws it into the neutral zone. Finds Salzburg. Salzburg looks at her options. Salzburg's got 4 Juniors. She decides to kill some time and pull it into the corner. Good patience by her. Salzburg still with control. Salzburg now, centering pass. Loose puck in the crease. Backhand. Grahovic just surrounded. Salzburg looking for a wraparound. Trying to get it out front. That's deflected. Great poise by Salzburg coming in, knowing that she was a bit alone at first. Here's the patience. Down the left wing drive, the Juniors. Juniors, off-angle shot. Big pad save by Schaefer. Kicks out in the crease, now onto Salzburg's stick again. Call it Salzburg. Through the neutral zone. She's harassed by 2 Juniors. Juniors come out with it. Grahovic giving chase. Juniors dump it deep. It's in behind the net. Mason now. Mason tries to find Gerhovic. Off the wall. Bucko throws it up into the neutral zone. Bucko and Gerhovic are going to go for some fresh legs. Jumping on the ice is Clark and Gagne and Stanton. Here comes Juniors. They dump in. They also need some fresh legs. Buck's in behind the net. Shortino's got some time. Shortino tries to find Clark. That's interrupted. Gagne's there to help, though. Lead pass to Clark. Clark's got Stanton on the wing. Finds Stanton. Stanton driving down the left wing. Here comes Stanton. Look at her option. She pulls back. Poke checked. And unfortunately, an inadvertent trip by Stanton, and the Stars are going to have a penalty. Juniors up ice now. They send it in deep. First back there is Mason. And that'll be whistled down for the first power play opportunity in favor of the Juniors here with 7:07 on the clock in the first period. And an inadvertent trip, as you can see. Stanton is poke checked, and she was just cutting back to slam on the brakes, and unfortunately her stick went right into that young man's feet. And that'll be 90 seconds in the penalty box. Zakaria in for the draw with Simcoe out there. Shortino and Mason on point. Zakaria wins the draw, gets it over to Shortino. Ends up on the half wall. 4 players in there. Simcoe able to get it into the neutral zone. DDD pass by the Juniors, looking at their options. Juniors, they dump it in deep. Bouncing puck in behind the net. Shortino's in chase. Has a look at her options. Shortino tries to get it up to Zakaria. She's checked, but quickly back on it. She's giving a check right back. Juniors skated behind the net. Pumping on the brakes. Juniors working the back and forth behind the net. Back to the point now. Force pinching. Centering pass. Cleared out by Shortino. Mason picks it up. Mason looking for a lead pass. Sends it up to Simcoe. Simcoe, she throws it in. Zakaria's giving chase now. Zakaria picking it up. Simcoe there. Good pressure by both of them. Simcoe pressuring with Zakaria. Trying to cough a turnover. Still loose puck. Ends up, almost saved by Shortino. Would have had a beautiful opportunity in that high slot all alone. Deflected awkwardly off her skate, though. Here comes Zakaria. Zakaria, couple moves by her to working toward the slot. Zakaria takes the shot, deflected off the goaltender's shoulder, bouncing puck through the crease. And that goaltender able to make the save to keep it a 0-0 hockey game. And supposed to be a man advantage for the Juniors, but the Stars had a heck of a shift, Michael.
Yeah, they really did. And, I mean, we've had a pretty good penalty kill unit.
Really good opportunities you saw in the replay for Mr. Elliott there. Off the draw, 2-on-2. Here comes the Juniors. They gain the zone. Turns into a 2-on-1. Juniors driving in, centering pass. Doesn't find anybody, though. Salzburg's on it now. Salzburg, she's trying to get it out. She's checked. She's getting help from Isaac, though. There's an opportunity coming in from the off angle, just wide over the post. Schaefer well positioned to make that save if it was on net, but it ends up just wide. Here comes the Juniors driving in from the side, looking for another opportunity. Juniors, centering pass. That individual's tripped up, though. Ends up on the stick of Salzburg. Salzburg gets it into the neutral zone. Penalty's over. Stars back to full strength here. Whistle down for an offside. And so far we've seen as much action as that Brahmas game this morning. On pace for a similar shot count as well. Salzburg, she's skating up. She's got Gerhovic with her. Sends it over to Gerhovic. Gerhovic back to Salzburg. Bucko in to help. And just as they gain the zone, the Juniors able to negate that entry and send it back down the ice. Biederman straight back to Gerhovic. Gerhovic. And that'll be an offside again. And good to see we've got the DJ working the score clock. Didn't have the DJ this morning. Hopefully YouTube doesn't shut it off for copywriting. Depeche Mode, actually. I think this is Depeche Mode from 1993. I'm aging myself.
In excess.
In excess, thank you. Sorry. You're aging yourself. Here's the...
confident.
LaFear in the battle on the half wall. In to help is Elliott. Elliott's got Stanton and Gagne out with her. Juniors come out with it, look for a centering pass. Juniors passing back and forth behind the net. Pressured quickly by LaFleur, forces an off shot back onto Stanton, and she gains the neutral zone. Stanton still working the neutral zone. Juniors able to gain the zone. Here they come, looking to drive in wide and left. There's a backhand effort. That goes wide. Elliott's going to pick that up along the boards. Elliott's got it. Elliott's got some speed through the neutral zone. Lead pass by Elliott. Beautifully onto Gagne's stick. Back pass by Gagne. Just about finds Elliott. What a beautiful passing play that was between those two. Pressured now by Stanton. Stanton still keeping the zone. Stanton looks for a backhand pass again. Juniors, they're going to regroup behind the net. They throw it around the half wall. Stepping up is LaFleur. LaFleur holding the zone. She's got two juniors on her, though. Juniors come out with it. Juniors, cross ice pass through the neutral zone. Elliott's holding the fort with Andrews on point. Here comes the juniors down the left wing. Driving wide, looking for a centering pass all the way to the high slot to the defense. There's a shot from the point, deflected and high. There's another shot from the off angle. That goes wide. All the way around to Gagne. Gagne, she throws it up into the neutral zone and relieves that temporary pressure from the juniors. Juniors dump it all the way down. LaFleur gathers that up behind the net. 1-4 checker on her. She sends it off the wall, trying to find Gagne. Gets it up to Gagne now. Gagne's got it. Into the neutral zone. She throws it up, looking for fresh legs. And we're going to see a wholesale change across the board on the Stars offense and defense, with Simcoe, Dulac, and Zakaria jumping on the ice, and Mason and Shortino on point. Back on the juniors into the zone. They're driving down the left wing. Pushing wide is Mason. Mason ends up picking up the puck. Throws it up. It's held in by the juniors, though. Juniors send it up to Dulac. Dulac looks at her options. No one's there, though. She decides to skate it. She's got Simcoe joining her now. Here comes Dulac. Back and forth, drop pass. There's the Simcoe. Simcoe takes a shot. That goes wide. Dulac again. Dulac centering pass in the crease. Tried to get home by Zakaria. And good opportunities. Dulac making a difference on that shift. Welcome back, Dulac. Love to see that drop pass attempt. Here's Dulac from behind the net, centering pass. Tries to get it to Zakaria. Zakaria gets a half shot off, but not quite enough on it because there was a defender on her. Zakaria on the half wall, centering pass. Ends up on the stick of the juniors out front. Juniors, they're skating up ice. They take the shot. Schaefer whistles it down with 2:02 on the clock in the first. On the draw, juniors quickly in. There's a shot off the post. Rifles one off the top corner. What a sneaky play that was by the juniors, coming in off the draw off that right wing. Simcoe's on it now. Simcoe using her strength, driving through the neutral zone. She's got Dulac going to the net. There's a shot from Simcoe. Blockered away. Simcoe wants a change. Fresh legs coming on for Simcoe. Juniors, they try to throw it up. Ends up on the stick of Mason. Mason finds Salzburg. Salzburg gets around a defender. Salzburg driving in. She's got Grahovic going to the front. There's Salzburg. There's a shot. Bouncing pucks loose out front. And it's in! Grahovic uses her rear end to knock that puck in beautifully. They always say crash the net, and why not? Crash that net. You never know what works.
That is the very definition of crashing the net.
Let's see this replay. Salzburg throws it on net, and in comes Grahovic, falls down, and I swear I think it hits her rear end to go in. What a fantastic goal. The Austin coaches, they want to see what's going on because they're claiming goaltender interference. But let's rewind that for a minute, because the poise that Salzburg showed in our own end, here's the replay. There's the shot, deflected. The goalie thought he had it. He's like, oh, no, it's not in my glove. And then Grahovic was arguably taken down by their own defense. I think we need to give the refs our replay here so they can see. And Salzburg's celebrating, as she should be. But back to Salzburg, Michael, and our own end at that blue line. The poise she showed to calmly step around that defense that was stepping up on her created the 2-on-1 opportunity. drives down the left wing, fires off a great shot, and Grahovic literally crashing the net.
Yeah.
Knocks it in with her body. Why not? Love to see the hard work and goals like that and get rewarded, because this line does work hard every shift.
They really do. And like we've been talking about before, with Salzburg, just slowing down the game, taking a second to look at your options, being patient. That's what created that whole play. So we'll see what they say here.
Well, if this was the bigs, we'd be talking about, here's an angle from this angle. There's the shot. The goalie thought he had it, and Grahovic comes in and she loses her footing. It's actually her foot, I think it goes off of as she's crashing the net. But her and the defense are both going down. They're calling it a good goal. Good call, refs. Thought we were going to have to take it to Toronto like they do in the bigs. We should have waved them down and said, hey, here's our replay angles. We got a 1-0 hockey game, and congrats to Grahovic for the most unique goal of the year so far. Up to Salzburg again. Salzburg driving down the left wing. She's got Grahovic going to the front of the net. Salzburg takes another shot, and this time the goaltender with a save. And straight in the trapper this time, so no rebound. Bucko in on the draw. Off the draw. Ends up down to the half wall. Bucko centering pass to Grahovic. Grahovic throws it on net. Another opportunity. Still loose up front. Grahovic with another shot. Big save by the goaltender. And he gathers up that rebound with his paddle and slaps his mitt on it for a whistle. 58 seconds left on the clock here. Here's the replay. Bucko on the draw. Backhands are strong one. Let's see what happens. Clean win. Gets it over to Grahovic. Bouncing puck, though, over her stick, but the Stars still a gain. Bucko's on it. Grahovic looks for a centering pass. Grahovic pushes it back to Biederman. Biederman, she tries to throw it toward the front of the net. Held in by Isaac. Isaac takes a shot. Quick reaction by that goaltender. Picked off again by Grahovic. This line having a fantastic shift, both up front and on the point. On it now is Salzburg. Salzburg looks to get around her defender. Salzburg still showing that patience. Sends it back to Isaac. Isaac looks for the shot. Bouncing puck through traffic. Good save by that goaltender. They kick it off the wall. The juniors do. Back to the half wall. It's 15 seconds on the clock. Coming through the neutral zone with some speed. 3-on-2 unfolding. Isaac pushes him wide. Isaac, good body position to knock him off the puck. Throws it up the half wall. Tries to find Salzburg. It goes all the way down. It'll be perfect weight, and that should kill off the first period. Oh, we got ourselves a 1-0 hockey game in favor of the Dallas Stars Elite girls. And I'm really glad that ended up being the right call in the ref. And shots 13-6 in favor of the Stars. We got a beautiful white net here for you folks at home. You can see it crystal clear. So hard to get good footage. You know? So hard.
Bring a box cutter next time.
There you go. Good period of hockey for Schaefer, too. She wasn't tested often, only 6 shots, but stood her ground well, positioned well. I talked about swallowing up pucks. Coaches love to see, the old saying is eat pucks. Try to make sure you're not giving rebounds, absorb it right in, and Schaefer's one of the best at that.
Yeah, I think what we'll see in the second period from the juniors is they'll probably try to get off early shots, you know, even if it's from high slot or point, just get something down in there on net and try to get rebounds because they got to get some momentum going.
Also really impressed with Elliott centering Gagne, Clark, and Stanton. That's sometimes a hard thing to do when you're cycling wingers like that. And Gagne, Stanton, and Clark, you know, all 2014 birth years. We're here in playoffs, and they're staying in it, and that line's created a lot of opportunities. Last period, beautiful passing play. Elliott up to Gagne, Gagne back over to Elliott. They almost created an opportunity.
Yeah, that specific play that you called out. Love to see that. And speaking of that line, here they are.
Here they are. Starting off period number 2. Elliott out to take the draw. Clark and Gagne on the wings. Andrews and LaFleur on point. There's a draw. Won by Elliott, but Junior's right on it, but Gagne breaks that up. Gagne over to Clark. Beautiful pass over to Clark. Clark pressuring now. Elliott there to help. Elliott throws it in. Clark's in pursuit. Puck ends up down in the near corner. Backhand. Over to the far corner. Ends up on the half wall. Here comes the juniors. 2-on-1 unfolding. Here comes the juniors. Coming in on Andrews. Juniors. There's the shot. That's high and wide. Ends up all the way around to the point. Juniors step up to hold the zone. Ends up down in the near corner. Juniors coming in from the off wall. There's a shot. Schaefer with the blocker save. Loose puck. I think it went off her blocker, off her mask. Any chance we can see that replay there, Brendan?
Yeah.
That was a close one. Good position by Schaefer. Usually Allen the one making head saves, but Schaefer, here's an opportunity. Yeah, and she actually, exactly, she tucked in with her blocker, glove, and mask and said, I got you, puck. Good positioning by her. Shortino, she throws it up. That's picked off of the defense. Puck goes right through the crease dangerously. Ends up in the far corner. Gagne's on it, though. Gagne skates out of trouble. Trying to get around another defender. Still pushing. They gain the zone. Good work by Gagne. Juniors able to kick it back into the neutral zone. Now Elliott's on it. Juniors again. Here they come. Gaining the zone. Couple moves by the juniors. Elliott's back checking, though. There's the centering pass deflected. Just wide.
Folks.
Another centering pass opportunity. That ends up on the half wall. Juniors jump in to hold his zone. Juniors looking for a centering pass that ends up in the feet deflection. Shot from the juniors. That didn't get through. Elliott's on it now. Elliott up to Clark. Elliott. Clark sends it over to Gagne. Here comes Gagne. Driving down the left wing. Got Elliott going to the front. Gagne looks for a centering pass. That's picked off. Now back to Mason. Mason from the point. There's a shot. That goes just wide. Elliott on the backhand. Takes a shot. Good recovery by the juniors goaltender, though, to make a big save. Juniors defense has some time. Look to break out. They send it all the way down.
Offense needs to change.
Zakaria, Dulac coming out. Zakaria with some speed through the neutral zone. Trying to catch him on a change. Zakaria driving down the right wing. She's got Dulac and Simcoe going to the front. Zakaria driving around the back of the net. They're looking to interrupt her. Zakaria centering pass now through the crease. Ends up right on the backhand of the junior stick, though. Juniors back the other way now. There's a lead pass. Here's a break for the juniors. Driving down the left wing. Back checking is Zakaria and Shortino. And between the pair of them, able to negate that opportunity and take the stress out of this booth. Cross ice pass. That's potentially picked off by Dulac. Just out of her reach, though. Mason jumps up. Oh, here's the juniors. Driving down the left wing again. Juniors looking for a centering pass. Good back check after Mason and Shortino stepping up.
Skate!
Here comes Dulac. Dulac tries to pick up Simcoe. Looks to get it into the neutral zone. Puck battle on the near wall. Puck spits all the way across. Juniors defenseman looking at his options. That's picked off by Simcoe. Simcoe driving down the left wing. She's got a break. Simcoe cutting to the front, back to the left. Shoots it high, just wide. Tries a centering pass now out to Dulac. Dulac with a shot, still loose puck. Off into the corner and so close to burying one to make it 2-0. Ends up back to the point for Mason now. Mason trying to hold the zone. Pushes into the neutral zone. Here comes the juniors back the wave. Mason's back checking. Good hustle by Mason. She wasn't quite able to hold the zone, but certainly recovered and got back into play. Puck ends up on Mason's stick again. Mason looking to find Dulac. That's picked off. Juniors, though, centering pass, bouncing puck through the crease. Ends up on the stick of Simcoe. Simcoe driving up through center. Driving around. Here comes Simcoe. Look at her options. She's got a shot. Rifles one just high. Grahovic steps on the ice to join. Juniors back the other way. Simcoe tries to break that up. And the juniors come out with it, but Zakaria with fresh legs, back checking, uses her body position well. Juniors on her, though. And we're going to get a high stick call against Zakaria, actually. Well, maybe not. No, it is against the juniors. Zakaria was skating with confidence toward what I thought was the box. She just wanted a line change. There's the replay on Simcoe. What an opportunity for her. Shoots it just wide, and then Dulac with an amazing chance on the rebound. Not quite able to bury it. Shots 14-7, or 6-15-7, sorry, in favor of the Stars. Bucko's out on the draw. Won by the juniors. They dump it into their near corner. They look to spread it out, but quickly on that is Salzburg with Bucko supporting. Puck ends up in the near corner. Outlet pass to the juniors. They're able to gain the neutral zone. 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. Here comes 57 with the juniors. Isaac deflecting that away. Juniors back the other way. Juniors looking to gain the zone. 2-on-2 again. Cross ice pass to the juniors. Off angle shot, takes it, and Schaefer with the mitt, giving herself a shoulder check, but you had it, girl, all day long. Nice save by Schaefer. Here's the replay. Yep. Yeah, you see her do the quick look behind because I think she might have thought it deflected, but it was in the trapper. Nothing wrong with the double check there. There's the draw. Ends up on the point. The shot from the juniors. Deflected by Bucko. Here comes Salzburg. Salzburg down the left wing. Salzburg driving in. 3-on-2 unfolding. Bucko's trailing. So is Grahovic going to the front. Nice move by Salzburg to get through the feet. Bucko centering pass. Over to Grahovic. Grahovic throws it back. Salzburg with a shot. That goes wide. Only about a foot wide. I don't think the goalie saw that. Holding the zone. Isaac. There's a puck. Loose out front. Bucko on it again. Into the near far corner. Centering pass. Deflected. Picked up on the side of the net. Andrews is going to step up and hold this in. Andrews looking to wind one up. Takes the shot. Deflected. That goes high. Comes all the way around to Isaac. Isaac's turn now. Settle that down, girl. Take the shot. Ends up into the far corner. Salzburg on it. Salzburg got Bucko out front. Grahovic high slot. Great position by these girls. Juniors pressuring. Here comes Bucko. Bucko with a shot. That's deflected. Still loose puck out front. And the goaltender for the juniors decides to pounce on that and freeze it for a whistle.
Let me ask you, Brody, how many times today have you said, puck goes high?
A lot. Yeah. And you know what? It's so common in 12U.
Yeah, on both teams even.
These kids at this age, if you could just give them the tip, put it about 6 inches off the ice, because goalies hate that. But everyone wants to go bar down. Rightfully, I tell you what, these new sticks that we didn't use in 1980, tell you what, there's something. Here comes Mason. Mason with the stick from the shot. Good shot. Foot off the ground. It was perfect. Centering pass. Here's an opportunity for Clark. Clark tries to backhand one in. Clark's out there with Stanton and Elliott up front. Here comes the juniors the other way, driving down the left wing. Juniors cutting in, cutting back. That's deflected. Schaefer, good position. Looking for a wraparound. Schaefer slides across. Loose puck. It's in her pad. And Schaefer freezes it with the loose stick and blocker down to get the whistle. Here's the replay. Yeah. Great poise by Schaefer. Good decision to drop the stick at that point. She knew it was under. She wanted the free hands.
How do you even know it's down there sometimes?
Zakaria on the draw. Simcoe on the wings. Simcoe driving forward. Simcoe trying to make something happen. Oh, almost able to get through. Ends up all the way back. Juniors able to gain the zone. Juniors driving left. Pushed wide by Dulac. Zakaria picks it up on her backhand. She's checked. Zakaria trying to check back. Ends up with the high slot. Opportunity for the juniors. Sticking in. There's a shot deflected off Andrews. Another shot. And Schaefer with a quick trapper. Stop shot number 2 for the whistle. Her 10th save of the game. Standing tall when called upon. There's the draw into the neutral zone. Simcoe's giving chase. Simcoe trying to make something happen. She does. Picks it up on her backhand. She's got Dulac going to the front of the net. There's a shot deflected. Another opportunity. There's a shot deflected off the goalie. Goes about 6 inches past that outside post. Really good chance there. Zakaria centers it. Tries to find Simcoe out front. Puck ends up in the near corner. Simcoe battling there. Fired off the wall. Juniors pick it up in their feet. Andrews trying to hold his own. Bouncing puck, though. Still able to hold his own. Oh, here comes the juniors. They get through. And nice job by Andrews to stall out Forrester. And are they calling it an offside or are they calling it a icing? I'm not sure what's going on here. It shouldn't be an icing. But they called it all the way down for something. What happened there, Michael? I missed the play. Do you see?
I honestly didn't see it. I was thinking it was offsides for a second.
Oh, Brendan gave us the replay, but I missed seeing it. Sorry, Brendan. Not sure why we're back in our zone, but here we are. Biederman on the wall, throws it up high, pitches. Defense on the juniors able to hold the zone to kick it down to the half wall. Now it's going to be picked up by Isaac. Isaac, outlet pass to Salzburg. Salzburg picks it up in her backhand, gets it over to Bucko. Bucko now. She gains the zone. She's got Grahovic trailing. There's the shot. That's deflected. Ends up about 40 feet up into the net off that deflection. And we'll get ourselves an offensive zone draw with 7:20 on the clock here in the second, and still a 1-0 hockey game in favor of our Stars. Bucko in for the draw. Isaac and Biederman switching sides on point. Draws one, gets back to Isaac. Getting pressured by the juniors, but Grahovic there. Grahovic takes a shot. Almost squeaks one through. Yeah. Good job by Grahovic helping out Isaac on point there to hold the zone. Here comes Grahovic on the right wing. Bucko on the draw. Won by the juniors, but Grahovic's quickly on, or Bucko's on that. Centering pass to Salzburg. Salzburg with a shot. Wow, what hustle by Bucko. Loses the draw, says, I don't like that. I'm going to go pick up this puck and make something happen. And that's exactly what she did. Here's the replay. Wraparound, tries to find Salzburg. Salzburg having a snack all by herself out front there. Draws one by the juniors, but quickly pressuring is Salzburg this time. Now Bucko helping. Ends up around to the half wall. Grahovic picks it up, gets it back to Isaac. Isaac, she takes the shot. That goes wide. Picked up by the juniors behind the net. Pressuring is Grahovic. Grahovic tries to send it up. Isaac tries to hold his own. Here comes the juniors. 2-1 unfolding with the juniors. Johnson, cross-ice pass, just out of the reach of Meyer. And that's picked up in the corner by Bucko. She needs some help from Biederman. Biederman jumping in. There's a centering pass. Loose puck out front, backhand. And unfortunately, that finds the back of the net with a loose puck right in that near slot. We got ourselves a 1-1 hockey game. Let's have a look at this replay. Puck comes out, cleared through, and then the backhand. Nice backhand by that young man. And he's only 5 feet in front of Schaefer. Finds that top corner over the glove. Elliott back on the ice with Gagne and Stanton. Mason and Shortino on point. Into the zone it comes. Shortino picks it up on her backhand. Looks for a lead pass off Stanton. That ends up on Gagne's stick. Gagne driving down the left wing. Gagne gained the zone. In to help is Stanton. Junior's able to interrupt that. Turn the direction back through the neutral zone. Here comes Juniors looking to make something happen. They drive into the near corner. Coupled angles, centering pass. That's picked off by Elliott, though. She throws it into the neutral zone. Juniors dump it in. Shortino grabs it. Picked up by Juniors again. Shortino one more time picks that up. Shortino for a third time. It's on the wall. And that young man just decides to fire it off.
He swatted it like it bit him.
Yep. How dare you, puck? I love to see these kids having some fun. Let's be honest, it's 12U hockey. Fun's the priority, so
that's right.
Good for him. Elliott in for the draw. Ref not liking the cheating happening by both sides here. Cheating in on the circle. One draw cleanly by Elliott. She gets it over Shortino. Shortino dumps it down the ice. They call no icing on the touch. Pressuring is Elliott with Gagne, forcing a quick cough up. And just ends up on the stick of the juniors on the half wall as they come back through to the neutral zone. Mason steps up, though, to negate that entry. Holds his zone, pushes it back in the neutral zone. Helping is Gagne. We got an absolute dog pile of 6 athletes right in front of us here. Juniors dump it all the way in. That's going to end up in behind the net. Shortino's going to pick that up. Shortino tries a lead pass. That's deflected. Ends up through the crease. Here comes Mason.
The wing.
Mason throws it up to Gagne. Puck's held in. Here comes Elliott. Elliott, she kicks it into the neutral zone. Relieves some pressure. That's dumped in all the way around. Shortino's going to pick that up again. Oh, no, it's left for the juniors. Juniors coming back the other way. Juniors try an outlet pass to their point. Comes all the way back out of his reach. Gagne's pressuring. Into the zone they come. Mason pushing 30 wide. Here comes Mason. Back to the point for the juniors. Juniors loads one up. There's a shot. Blocker saved by Elliott, or Schaefer, sorry. Loose puck in the crease. Elliott able to get rid of that. And clear it out. Juniors from the corner. Look for another centering pass. They throw one around. Ends up in the near corner. Mason's got it. Mason looks at her options. Chips it off the board. Tries to get it out. That's picked off by the juniors. They send it right back down. Shortino on it one more time. Shortino tries to find Stanton. She's pressured. Juniors having a strong shift here. Battle along the far half wall. Elliott in there with Gagne and Stanton helping. Juniors step up. Juniors slide slot. There's a shot. And Schaefer comes up with a big save and covers it up. Bit of a nervous shift there. Good pressure by the juniors though. Schaefer tested twice on that shift, coming up big both times. Elliott clearing it out of harm's way in that high slot when called upon as well. Zakaria's line's out there now. Zakaria with Simcoe and Dulac. Lafleur on point with Andrews. Lafleur, good stick to get it over to Dulac. Dulac, she's got some time, gonna go for a skate. She's driving down the right wing. Dulac decides to dump and chase. Sends it in deep. Juniors pick it up in their near corner, being pressured by Zakaria and Dulac. They throw it up onto Lafleur's stick. Lafleur, she dumps it back in. Juniors looking to redirect. Almost picked off by Dulac. Bouncing puck, though, ends up coming across to Forrester. Forrester driving in on the left wing. Dumps it toward the net. In behind the net is Zakaria. Zakaria's got it now. Zakaria with some speed. 3-on-2 unfolding. Zakaria driving down the left wing. She's got Dulac going to the front. Simcoe trailing. Zakaria takes a shot. That's deflected. And another 40-footer through the uprights, as they say. That's our second field goal of the game, Michael. Fortunately, they were deflected field goals, not just wild shots. Exactly. Just to be clear for our fans at home. One-one hockey game. 2:56 left here in the second. There's the draw. Zakaria wins it and controls it. Gets it back to Lafleur. Lafleur takes a shot. Bouncing puck through the crease. Almost deflected by Dulac. Great opportunity for the Stars there. Lead pass all the way down to Andrews. Andrews sends it across. Lafleur was calling for it. Lafleur wanted it. She's going to go for a skate. Lafleur driving in. Ends up running into two juniors. And the puck deflects into the bench of the Stars. And 2:32 left. There's the draw. Won by the juniors. They coming up through the neutral zone. Break for the juniors. Here's the breakaway. Diving in. Good stick and back check by Isaac as that young man split the D. Tried to work his way up and very quick recovery by Isaac. Puck's in behind the net now. Zakaria on it. Zakaria gets it over to Biederman. Biederman finds Simcoe. Simcoe trying to come up. And we got ourselves a whistle for a holding call. And Simcoe is going to have a 90-second timeout here for a power play opportunity in favor of the Austin, Texas Junior Stars. Zakaria is going to stay out there with Dulac on this PK. Andrews and Isaac jump out on point. On the draw. 1:59 left here in the second. See if the Stars can have a strong PK here. There's the draw, cleanly won by Zakaria. Gets it over to Isaac. Isaac trying to find Dulac on the near wall. Near wall. Isaac tries to clear it out. That's picked off by the juniors, though. They hold the zone. Centering pass right out of the reach of number 23 there. Andrews pressuring. There's a deflection. Good pressure by Andrews. Andrews back the other way. She's going to go for a skate if she wants to. Andrews coming in on the right wing. She's got a bullet. She's going to take the shot, driving wide. Looks for a centering pass, cuts back. And a nice paddle by the goaltender on the juniors to negate that entry into the crease. Dulac, good body position by her, breaking up the zone entries. Juniors finally able to gain the zone. 40 seconds left in the power play. Ends up in the far corner. Juniors centering pass, deflected onto the backhand of Zakaria. Zakaria 1-on-2. Zakaria with speed though, gets around her defender. Zakaria driving wide, looking toward the yard net. Zakaria goes for a wraparound. Still with the puck, trying to find her opportunity. And on her backhand, sends it back to the point for Isaac now. Isaac, she loads one up. There's a shot, bouncing puck through traffic, ends up saved by the goaltender into the far corner. Dulac looking at her options. Isaac's going to stump up and hold his own again, ends up on Zakaria's stick. Zakaria behind the net. Tries to dangle one out front. She's checked. There's a lead pass from the juniors now. 6 seconds left in the power play. Juniors driving down the left wing. Number 57, Myers, driving wide, driving left. There's a shot. Schaefer with a save. Juniors behind the net. Centering pass, loose out front, into the crease, and Bucko there to pick up that loose puck and send it over to Dulac. Juniors able to hold the zone though, and that'll be a offside call with 12.3 seconds left on the clock here. 1-1 hockey game, and a darn good hockey game at that it's been, Michael.
Yeah, Junior Stars definitely stepped it up in the second period here. Shots are starting to even out.
There's the draw, 9 seconds on the clock. Juniors are 4-on-2. Juniors driving into the zone. Driving wide, takes a look at their options. There's a backhand, forehand. And Schaefer standing tall. And Shortino clearing out the crease. And the parents of the Junior Stars not happy with that. And quite honestly, I think it's a little bit of remnants left over from the Brahmas game where we had kids crashing the net.
Yeah.
And Shortino not happy with what the Brahmas were taking liberties with the goaltending. And she's going to take a 90-second break. 2.3 seconds on the clock. Back to, there's a draw, there's a shot, and a big, timely pad save. Great poise by Schaefer to keep this a 1-1 hockey game as they get the shot off there.
Yeah, going back to that penalty on Shortino, like you said, maybe a little bit of carryover from the Brahmas game. That game got really chippy, as it usually does. And Shortino's definitely been told, clear out the crease. You gotta lay down the law and let them know that that's not, going to happen. So yeah. I think just got a little out of hand, but we'll take it in stride, and our penalty kill units are really good. So let's come out strong in the third.
I've said it time and time again, Michael. I have no problems with our defense clearing out any offensive players that are taking one extra whack on our goaltender. And no problems at all with Shortino having a 90-second break. Because I tell you what, even though that kid might not have been out of the line, he's going to be thinking about it next time he's up front.
Yep.
So, and yes, too bad it carried over from the Brahmas game, but usually our games with the juniors are pretty clean, good two-way hockey. Yeah, it's enjoyable sport. And living up to the expectations that we've been talking about the entire time, Michael. Here we are entering the third. We got a 1-1 hockey game, and we've said between the Austin, Texas Junior Stars, our Dallas Stars Elite girls, and the Brahmas, it's anyone's tournament here to take for league finals and championships. And to be clear, I shouldn't rule out Amarillo. They could come in and squeak out something. There's the draw. Juniors gain possession. Off the draw, ends up kicking off the side of the net. In behind the net now is Mason. Mason trying to find Grahovic. There's a loose puck. Andrew sends it all the way down. Perfectly on net. It'll kill some valuable time off the clock. Lead pass is deflected all the way into neutral zone. Mason there to pick that up. Mason gets it over to Salzburg. Salzburg driving down the left wing. Salzburg takes the shot. That's deflected by the juniors defenseman. Good body position by that young man. Here he comes through the neutral zone now. Number 9 driving down the right wing. Takes the shot. That's high. Junior's able to hold his own still though. Ends up in behind the net. Mason's on it now. Mason. Juniors, they pick it up. Juniors, that pass is interrupted by Andrews. Andrews trying to find Salzburg. 21 seconds left on the power play. Salzburg driving down the left wing. She's got a stride. Salzburg driving wide. Looks at her options. Take the shot. And a glove save by the goaltender. With 13:47 on the clock here. And 13 seconds left in the power play.
And we moved from 80s to 90s?
80s and 90s in the genres. Yes. Yes. Vanilla Ice Ice Baby, in case those folks can't hear it at home. And no, I will not break out in song, although it's tempting. There's the draw. Won by the juniors. They come through the neutral zone. Back checking was Elliott. Good stick by her. Now it's picked up by Gagne. Gagne driving down the left wing. Looks at her option. She's got Elliott trailing. Gagne takes the shot. Chases her own rebound. Gagne with another shot. Looking for another opportunity. Gagne centering pass off the skate of Elliott, centering through the crease. Gagne trying to jump on it. And what a hard-working shift by Gagne. And she's getting feisty out there. Gagne punching above her weight class. And having a heck of a shift while she's at it. It's so glad to have her dad in the booth right now. That makes it extra enjoyable. Good shift by that young lady, coming out with some spunk. 2 great shots by her, chasing her own rebound. There's the draw. Picked off by Biederman. Back the other way is Clark. Clark centering pass again. Again, is through the crease. What a fantastic fake shot by Clark, looking to load up the wrist shot, and then just slithers a pass onto Gagne's stick. That was a beautiful play. Into the zone, juniors gain it. Biederman pushes the juniors deep into the corner. There's a centering pass, deflected out front. Another opportunity out front. Bouncing puck ends up into the far corner. Biederman on it now. Biederman tries to find Clark. Clark with some kind of knee bend there. Block shot.
It's like a karate kick right out on the bench.
Here's the replay opportunity that Brennan was showing us there. Good shift by Gagne. Great shot, and then tried to jump on the rebound while she was at it. I'd love to see Clark's shot block on replay. That was classic. There's the draw. Zakaria on the draw. She's got Simcoe out there with Dulac. Simcoe driving down the left wing. They pitch it forward. Into the zone it goes. Picked up by Zakaria. Zakaria, little out of her reach. Otherwise, she almost had an amazing opportunity. Back the other way. Dulac picks it up. Dulac on the right wing. She's got Simcoe going to the net. Dulac sends it in deep. Simcoe comes to break that up. Zakaria there. Zakaria pushes it in. Back to the point. Lafleur now. Lafleur, she takes the shot through traffic. Deflected off the post. Another opportunity for Dulac. What a beautiful tip by Simcoe out front off that Lafleur shot. Still trying to tuck one in on the side was Dulac. Wow, that was good pressure. Stars really pushing to take a 2-1 lead. Here's the replay. This is the wraparound effort. Dulac trying to find out front. Any chance we got that other shot? There's the draw. Back through the neutral zone. Driving down the right wing. Here comes number 9. Number 9, offside wing, centering pass through the crease. Great job by Andrews to tie up the juniors in front of the net there. Juniors able to hold the zone though. Andrews, she kicks it off the wall. It goes down. Perfect draw weight by Andrews. She's got that almost mastered now. Girls should take up curling in her next sport. Around to the half wall. Zakaria pinching. Here comes Mayers. Mayers has been a player all game. Mayers driving down the right wing. Looking to make something happen. Good job by Lafleur to push him wide. Mayers into the far corner. Picked up by Andrews. Andrews tries to clear it up to Dulac. Just outside of her reach though. Ends up in the far corner again. Zakaria's turn to help out. Zakaria looks to lead pass up to Simcoe. Picks up Simcoe on her backhand. Simcoe off her mask onto her forehand. Now Simcoe driving wide. Simcoe's hooked up, and they're going to call that.
Yeah, that's an easy call.
And there's the whistle.
Easy call.
Simcoe picked that up on her backhand, took it off the head, and then put it back onto her forehand. I like the hand-eye coordination. Here's Simcoe driving down that left wing, and you can see the stick of that defender caught right up in Simcoe's hands. It was a clear hook. So back to the power play. The Stars are going to go. Coach decides to put Bucko, Grahovic, and Salzburg out there. We got Shortino and Mason on point.
Yeah, Coach likes this line when we have a man advantage. They're moving the puck around really good.
Yeah, they cycle the puck well, and they forecheck like crazy, and they use their speed nonstop.
Yeah.
There's the draw. Won by Bucko through the crease. Just about finds Salzburg. Salzburg kicks it back to Shortino. Shortino throws it toward the net. Tried to deflect it by Bucko. Grahovic on it. Grahovic sends it back to the point. Mason holding the zone. She gets it up to Grahovic. Grahovic, centering pass, trickles through. Bucko on it. Grahovic again. Grahovic throws it toward the front to Salzburg. And the loose puck's picked up by the juniors. And we're getting a penalty call against us. And they're going to send, I think, both Bucko and Salzburg are saying no thank you. And Bucko's going to go have a seat.
I agree with him, Brody.
I agree with him too. Yeah, we got the parents from the Junior Stars chanting "Let's go Stars." As we talked about, it gets a bit confusing. Hence me calling them the juniors, which of course they would not do that. Off the board, try to get it out. That's thrown on net. Schaefer, quick glove, and a strong paddle to get the whistle. Can be 4-on-4 for 53 seconds here. And there'll be a man advantage for about another 29. Here comes Simcoe. Simcoe's got Zakaria with her. Simcoe takes the shot, deflects off the back wall, loose out front. And that's cleared out of harm's way by the juniors. Juniors now back the other direction. They kick it up the ice. That's going to trickle all the way down. LaFeur's going to pick that up. And they're going to say it was a little too much mustard, and they'll whistle that down for an icing call. I think we're back to the 90s on the playlist here at the local barn.
We've moved through the decades.
We're moving through the decades, yeah. Zakaria on the draw, sends it into the near corner. Juniors are going to pick that up. They look to clear it out, ends up back to Andrews. Andrews, good job by her to hold that line, sends it in deep, tries to find Zakaria. Zakaria, she's poke checked by the juniors. They try a lead pass all the way out. LaFeur's got it now, though. LaFeur. She dumps it ahead, trying to find Zakaria a little out of her reach, though. Back onto LaFeur's stick. LaFeur, DDD pass over to Andrews. Andrews got some time and space if she wants it. Andrews tries the lead pass. That's deflected off a juniors player, though. Now it's back on to Andrews' stick again. Nice lead pass from Andrews up to Zakaria. Zakaria picks it up, driving in on her backhand. Zakaria has Simcoe out front. Nice patience by Zakaria, trying to shake a couple defenders, and she does. Zakaria still looking at her options. Get the centering pass off finally. But three juniors in the way of that centering pass attempt. And they dump it down. Isaac and Shortino jumped out on as fresh legs on the point. Number 9 with the juniors stepping up is Bucko, straight out of the penalty box. Coach wants to leave her out there for her shift. Here comes Shortino. Shortino, lead pass, tries the lead pass. Almost perfect draw weight to pick up Bucko in stride, but just a little ahead of her. Here comes McIntosh for the juniors. Juniors driving down the right wing. There's a shot. That goes high. Ends up all the way around. Here comes Simcoe. Simcoe at full blast, driving down the right wing. Bucko's driving the net. Here comes Bucko and Simcoe. There's the shot. Loose puck, Bucko! And that just trickles about 2 inches besides the post. Bucko got a piece of it and not quite able to direct it into the net.
Oh, I thought she had it.
Looking forward to that replay. Here comes the Stars. Mason picks the one off. She steps up. Mason's opportunity. Winds one up, takes the shot, and a glove saved by the tender. And Elliot, if you have that replay on how that stayed out, I don't know. Here's the shot. Bucko follows up on the rebound, and she tips it just wide.
Over the toe. Yep.
Oh, Bucko's going to be shaking her head on the bench going, I was so close. Bucko in on the draw, though. She's got Salzburg and Grahovic on line with her. We look for a lead pass. Grahovic steps up, though. Mason able to hold his own. Here comes the juniors. Mayers, 2-on-1 unfolding. Juniors driving down the left wing with 53 going to the front of the net. Centering pass. That's picked off by Bucko. Back the other way come the Stars. Bucko working her way through the neutral zone. Winds up a wrist shot. That goes high. Salzburg's going to pick it up. Salzburg ends up kicking back. Shortino gets it on her backhand. Shortino loads up a shot. Sends that just wide. In behind the net now. Juniors quickly on that. Grahovic giving chase. Grahovic gets it back to Mason. Mason able to hold his own. She's getting harassed by a couple juniors. Grahovic there to help though. Grahovic looking to skate up through the neutral zone. She's checked. Tries to send one up ice. Ends up back on Shortino. Shortino through the legs. Here comes the juniors. They gain the zone. Juniors with the shot. And speaking of eating pucks, beautifully done by Schaefer. As she swallows that up, so there's no rebound. With 7:03 on the clock in the third. And here we are yet again in one of those high, tense games. In for the draw is Elliott. She's got Clark and Stanton on the wings. There's the draw, won by the juniors. It gets back to the point. Good shot block by Elliott, though. Ends up in the near corner. Isaac picks it up behind the net. Coming out. Looking to get ahead. That's picked off. Juniors working in front of the net. Still loose puck. In feet with a number of people. Ends up in the behind the net now. Juniors picking that up. Checking that is Isaac. Juniors throw it over to the far corner. Pressuring is Biederman. Elliott now. Good job by her. She's in a battle. Comes out with the puck. Elliott with some poise. Lead pass. Beautifully up to Stanton. Right on her backhand. Stanton gains his own. And a solid back check by that juniors player to negate that zone entry. Comes out. Puck's loose. Elliott there to break that up. Juniors again, though, now. Juniors coming in off the half wall. Juniors wind up a shot. There's a shot. And Schaefer, quick on the glove.
That was a great save by Schaefer.
Makes her 19th save of the game. Zakaria out now with Simcoe and Dulac. We have Lafleur and Andrews on point. 6:07 on the clock. There's the draw. Ends up in the near corner. Lafleur, she throws it out. All the way into the neutral zone, and that's an offside. Good eye by the official as it just squeaked across that blue line. Another goaltending show just like we saw this morning.
Yeah.
Really good job on the tenders here this weekend so far. There's the draw. They send it in deep. Lafleur is able to clear that back into the neutral zone, though, before it hopped in too deep. There's a loose puck. Juniors come out with it. Back checking, though, is Zakaria. Dulac pushes it up into the neutral zone. Outlet pass off to the juniors. Here comes Johnson. Johnson trying to drive in. Good stick by Lafleur to push him wide. Andrews jumps in to help now as that puck gets loose. Puck goes all the way through. There's a foot race for Simcoe. Simcoe driving with her speed up to the front, looking to make something happen. There's a rebound, and it's an opportunity and a goal!
All right!
As Dulac follows up on Simcoe's hard work effort, picks up the rebound in the high slot, and makes no mistake over the right shoulder of that goaltender. We got ourselves a 2-1 hockey game.
Third time's a charm, Brody.
There it is. Here comes the zone entry. Simcoe wins the foot race, works hard to get that first shot off on the second attempt. Trailing was Dulac, picks up the juicy rebound in the high slot all alone. Nice little snapshot over the right glove, or left glove, sorry, of that goaltender. 5:16 on the clock. 1 goal advantage for the Stars. There's the draw. Juniors gain the zone. Juniors, they send one in deep. Round of the half wall. That's picked up by Gerhovic. Gerhovic, Bucko, and Salzburg out there. Gerhovic driving down the right wing. 3-on-2 unfolding. Gerhovic driving wide, using her speed. Takes a shot off the side of the net. Juniors regather that and it back to the point. Mason holds it though. Mason takes the shot. That bounces. And the Juniors goaltender with the save. Bucko on the draw again. Clean win back to Mason. Mason loads one up, takes the shot through traffic. Loose out front, backhand and a goal! Bucko makes no mistake. That play unfolds with Bucko and a beautiful clean draw. Backhand win straight back to Mason. Mason loads one up, fires it on net. Bucko picks up the rebound and backhands in the third goal of the game for the Stars. See if we got that replay. Hopefully right from the draw. What a great effort by Bucko on that draw. Here it comes. There's the draw back to Mason. Mason fires one. Ends up deflected, and Bucko grabs that rebound. 3-1 hockey game. Here's Gerhovic now. Gerhovic throws it off the post. Stars pressuring here with 4:33 left in the game. Outlet pass by the Juniors now. They push it up deep. All the way into the corner. Juniors and the Stars battling out. Puck comes all the way around to the far half wall. That zone was kept by the Juniors, but then Bucko able to clear it. Gerhovic and Salzburg pressuring here. Lead outlet pass. That's picked off by Elliott, and that'll be whistled down for an offside.
Yeah, like you alluded to earlier, Brody, Bucko's got a great backhand. We saw a rocket.
Elliott in on the draw. Gagne, Elliott, Clark. This line's been awesome today. Both games. Would love to see them get rewarded because their work's been there. And it's not often you see a tandem of four as a line, but that's what I'm calling them today. Andrews and Isaac on point. There's the draw. Won by the Juniors, but regained by the Stars. Elliott tries to gain the zone. Clark using her strength, battling along the wall. Here comes the Juniors driving down the left wing. Juniors, that's interrupted by Andrews. Andrews tries to clear it out. Juniors able to hold the zone though. Puck in the near corner or far corner. In behind the net. Andrews is on it. Andrews picks it up on her backhand, tries to find Gagne. Juniors able to hold the zone, stepping up is a shot. There's a shot to block her over the net by Schaefer. Comes back to the point. Juniors again. Juniors stepping in, trying to make something happen late in the game. 3:15 on the clock. Juniors pressing. In behind the net. Juniors looking at his options. Looks for a centering pass. That's picked off by Isaac. Isaac regains the puck. Looks at her option. Has some time. Decides she wants to have a skate. Gets her pocket picked. There's a shot. And Schaefer with a quick glove hand to whistle it down with 2:59 on the clock here left in the third. And for whatever reason, Michael, this does not feel like we have breathing room.
It's the 2-goal lead I keep talking about. That's why.
That's why.
I wasn't going to say it, but you brought it up.
Let's not go there, especially after last weekend what happened.
There's the draw. There's a shot. Good deflection. Nice position by Mason. Dulac picks that up. Ends up on the half wall. Mason, she's battling out, getting some help from Zakaria. Juniors end up coming out with it. Juniors centering pass comes all the way back to the point. Picks up on his backhand. There's the shot. That's picked off by Simcoe. Simcoe driving through the neutral zone with some speed. She's got Zakaria trailing. Simcoe driving wide and right. She's trying to make something happen. She's checked. Dulac's there to help now, though. Dulac. Couple moves by her. Centering pass deflected.
Oh, almost in.
Almost deflects off the paddle of the goaltender and out front. And we're going to have a high stick call against the Juniors. You have that replay by chance, Brendan? The high stick call? The coaches on the Juniors team seem to be wanting to be challenging that. And it looks like coach is calling a timeout on our end. Let's see what happens here. And I'm not seeing it. There's some pressure. Centering pass comes through the crease, deflected wide. We need the little pen. Yeah, what we need is the pen.
know.
Oh, we've got. Sorry, we had an injured player on the play there. I thought we had a timeout.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened with the injured player? That's what the whistle was. That was probably the delayed high stick.
It was all the way down here.
I guess it was a delayed.
It must have been a delayed penalty with Simcoe driving down the ice.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get ourselves off replay camera and have a look at the ice, hey?
No. Yeah, sorry about that.
Who was injured on that play? Was that Lafleur?
I think that's Mason.
Might be Mason. Yeah, you're right. Mason must have taken a high stick on the play. 2:24 left on the clock. Hopefully Mason's okay. She's a tough one, though. Here's the replay. And, yeah, it's right out front. Oh, she got a stick right in the throat. That's not good. Yeah, she got a stick right in the throat. In behind the corner now. Centering pass from Simcoe. Tries to find Zakaria. Back it comes the other way. Juniors trying to break up. 2 minutes on the clock. 1:04 left in the man advantage for the Stars. They kick it up. They're going to catch the Stars on a line change here. Dulac over to Simcoe. Simcoe picks it up in her backhand. They cross through center. Dulac now. She takes the shot. That's deflected. Puck's loose just wide. They throw it up to the point. Saved. Nice shot. There's an opportunity. Oh, and Bucko fires one. Looks like McKinnon in the Team Canada open net. She's going to want that back for sure. Here comes number 57, Mayers. Bucko robbed of her second opportunity of the game. They're almost making it her second goal. 1:20 on the clock. Was it Simcoe? Oh, sorry, it was Simcoe. Back to the point it comes. Junior's able to hold his own. 1:11. Junior's in behind the net, looking to set something up. We got a 6-on-4. Juniors have pulled the goalie for the extra attacker. Empty net opportunity for the Stars if they can make something happen. And here comes Zakaria to hopefully do exactly that. It's kicked over. And looking for a line change. Fresh legs. Skarhovic steps out there. Juniors, they throw it in deep. 47 seconds on the clock. Isaac's got some time. Has a shoulder check. Looks at her option. Throws it up. That's picked off by the Juniors. They're able to hold his own, and it's deflected over the glass and out of play with 37.9 on the clock.
Yeah, you can feel the frustration on Simcoe. She really wants that.
She wanted that one. Juniors elect to leave their goalie pulled. 6-on-4. Sorry, 6-on-5. Juniors win the draw, push it deep, off the side of the net. Back to recover it. Juniors pressing, 30 seconds on the clock. Deflected out front, there's a shot. And Schaefer grabs that puck, freezes it up. Another big save by her. On the draw again. Juniors get it back to the point. Juniors, they load up a shot. True traffic deflected, ends up going through the crease. Ends up in the far corner. Centering pass, deflected wide. Juniors pick it up behind the net. Juniors, cross pass behind the net, looking to work the puck behind the net still. Juniors trying to throw one out front. They throw it back around to the half wall. Here comes the Juniors, still pressing. 6 seconds on the clock. Juniors looking to make something happen. 2 seconds on the clock, and that should wind it down. And you can put it in the win column, as they say, for the Dallas Stars Elite girls. Good to see Mason skating off the ice. A little worried about her, but she seems to be coming out all right. And the Dallas Stars Elite girls will move to 1-0-1 in the round robin here. And that should secure them at least a third place spot. And you know what, Michael, as I said, if the Texas Junior Stars come out, which they're fully capable of, and they happen to beat the Brahmas, we'll put our girls got a real good chance at first in the pool.
Yeah.
And playing Amarillo in the semis. Great hockey game through and through. Schaefer coming up with 21 saves on 22 shots, played really well. all three lines playing really well, playing impactful, and love to see that hard work getting paid off. We didn't necessarily have the pretty girl goals, as they say, but we certainly had hard-working goals today, and they were rewarded for that offensive pressure. And we'll look forward to seeing you wonderful fans at home tomorrow morning at 9:30 Central when we take on the Amarillo Wranglers, and that'll wrap up the round robin. Any closing thoughts, Michael?
No, I think you about covered it, Brody. Said everything I wanted to say. 2 hard-working games today. Love seeing that from the girls, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Brendan. Thank you, Michael, and we'll see you fans tomorrow morning at 9:30.